in working through the Hebrew with an English translation of First Kings, two young prostitutes come to Solomon now, and he settles an argument. And I want to read it in the Hebrew and give a brief uh, translation. Az tebuana shtayim nashim zonot el hamelech. There came two women unto the king, and the two prostitutes, vita amod dana lefanav, and they stood before him. But tomer ha'isha achat, and one woman said, O my Lord, I and this woman dwell in one house. Adonai, ani b'ha'isha hazot, yoshavot b'vayit achad. And I was delivered of a child with her in the house. Ve'eled ima b'bayit. It came to pass on the third day after I was delivered, Vayehi b'yom ha-shelishi lidti, that this woman was delivered also, v'teled gam ha-isha hazot, and we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house. V'anachnu yachdav ein zar itanu b'bayit, and then save the two of us in the house. Zulati shtayim anachnu b'bayit. And this woman's child died in the night. V'yamet ben ha'isha hazot laila, because she laid upon it. Asher shachava alav. She arose at midnight and took my son from beside me. V'takam betoch halayla, v'tikach et beni me etzli, while my handmaiden slept. V'amatacha yeshena, and laid it in her bosom. B'tash ki vehu bechekam, and laid her dead child in my bosom. Va'et bena hamet hashkiva becheki. And when I arose in the morning to give my child food, va'akum beboker, or to give my child suck, lehenik et beni, behold, it was dead. V'hene mate. And when I had looked well at it in the morning, behold, it was not my son. Va'et bonam elav baboker, v'hene lo haya beni asher yaladati, which I had born. The other woman said, No, but the living is my son, and the dead is your son. But tomer ha'isha ha'acheret lo, hi beni hachai u v'nek hamet. And this said, No, but the dead is your son, and the living is my son. Thus they spoke before the king. Bezot omeret lo, ki benek, this is my son, the hamet, u veni echai, vatev ba berna lifnei hamelech. So they're claiming, each one is trying to claim the live child. Then said the king, Vayomer Hamelech, this is my son that lives, and your son is dead. Zebani ha-chai uvanek hamet, and the other said, no, but your son is dead and my son is living. V'zot omer lo ki benek hamet uvani echai. The king said, bring to me Hamelech, take to me kachili charav, a sword, and they brought a sword before the king. Vayavi'u hacherav lifnei Hamelech. And the king said, divide the living child in two. Vayomer Hamelech, gizru et hayaled hachai lishnayim, and give half to the one and half to the other. Utenu et hachatzi le'achat, va'et hachatzi le'achat. Then the woman whose the living child was, and spake unto the king. V'tomer ha'isha asher bena achai el Hamelech, for her heart yearned for her son. Ki nikmaru rachamecha. O my Lord, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. Al bena v'tomer, she said, Be Adonai tenei la et hayalud hachai v'hamet el ha mituhu v'zot omeret gam li gam lak lo yeye gezoru. That is, but the other said, it shall be neither mine nor thine nor yours divided. And then verse 27, Vaya'an Hamelech vayomer tenu la et hayalud hachai. The king answered and said, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. V'hamet lo temituhu. She is the mother of it. He imo. She is its mother. And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged. Vayishma'u chol Yisrael et hamishpat asher shafat Hamelech, and they feared the king. Vayar mipnei Hamelech, for they saw the wisdom of God was in him to do justice. Ki ra'u ki chokmat Elohim b'kirbo la'asot mishpat. As we think about that in Kings, it is interesting, having just received the promise of wisdom from the Lord, the author places this story of the two harlots here as a demonstration of the wisdom that Solomon had. It is a story which illustrates the very essence of the root idea of wisdom, the ability of arbitration. Similar stories are found in ancient literature. For example, Gray, one of the authors on Kings, on page 124, and Montgomery, another author, on pages 108 and 109. But this one shows no dependent relationship to these. In the account, the two harlots approached the king with a story that one had exchanged her dead son for the other's living child. One accused the other of making the exchange while she was sleeping, and the other denied, claiming the living son was hers. Appealing to the natural feelings of the contending parties, he caused for a sword to divide the child, taking his life. The real mother, however, refused. And the text literally says that her womb was agitated, literally, deeply moved. The ancient Hebrews spoke of the womb as the seat of the emotion, as one today would say, his heart was moved. Instantly, Solomon knew the true mother and commanded the child to be given to her. The story serves as an example of the wisdom and judgment that Solomon was promised, and the people saw that divine wisdom was in him.
That's good.